It all begins here, in the lush solitude of nature, where the living essence of the piano stretches silently toward heaven, nurtured by the timeless song of the forest. Brought carefully into the world of man, these precious resources are embraced by the spirit and skill of the craftsman. In time, they are given a new life, a life that produces its own timeless song. The birthplace of a Kawai grand piano is not in a building or factory. Its origin is in the heart of the craftsman. In 1927, Koichi Kawai, an inventive genius and master craftsman, launched a legacy that would span 3 generations. It is a legacy of passion, commitment, and excellence. A never-ending quest to create the perfect piano. A dream that lives today in the heart of his son Shigeru Kawai and his grandson Hirotaka Kawai. From the beginning, the Kawai family philosophy has held that our time-tested methods of origin, the meticulous handwork techniques of the piano craft, could be seamlessly combined with the most advanced science and technologies of the day to create an instrument of uncompromising quality. And so it has been for over 80 years. Science has brought forth innovative designs and superior materials to improve tone and consistency of touch. Technology has brought exacting precision that often exceeds the bounds of human ability. And Kawai craftsmen, empowered by these tools and seasoned by decades of experience and passionate striving, have brought forth musical works of art that for years have delighted the world's most gifted and discerning performers. This is the essence of our spirit, the commitment of 3 generations, the heart of Kawai. What begins in the heart must also involve the mind. The application of artistic intellect happens here, in the Shigeru Kawai Piano Research and Development Laboratory, where the Kawai design process explores the very essence of sound and touch in the continuing search for perfection. Our anechoic or echoless chamber allows the analysis and evaluation of pure tone. Tone analysis software tools help our design engineers compare the musical properties of various components and materials. Our soundproof multi-design recital hall allows the testing of pianos in a variety of acoustical environments. These resources represent the latest in piano science and technology, but the soul of our research laboratory is its people. We call them our master piano artisans, a small cadre of our finest, most experienced craftsmen whose mission is to persistently challenge the boundaries of piano excellence, to daily seek new and better ways to communicate through the elements of touch and tone, to create instruments that continually exceed today's loftiest standards, and in so doing, etch the name Kawai into the 300-year history and evolution of the piano as an art form. This faithful commitment of mind and spirit to the design process is the hallmark of every Kawai piano. Once the design has been perfected, the crafting can begin. The process starts as Kawai wood technologists search the globe to find the highest quality woods for every part of the piano. The finest spruce for soundboards, dense hardwood for the inner rim, mahogany for hammer moldings. Kawai specialists are extremely skilled at finding exceptional woods to suit the need of each vital component. At our wood processing plant, the timber is cut and allowed to air dry naturally for a period of years. Later, scientific kiln drying is used to achieve the proper moisture content for each type of wood to ensure optimum stability. Once the seasoning period is completed, the wood can now be crafted into component parts. Spruce is carefully selected and matched for use in soundboards. The matched boards are then fused into a unified whole that will become the voice of the piano. Ribs are fashioned into the proper shape to maintain the soundboard crown, but still allow optimum soundboard vibration for ample tone production. Rims are formed in custom-designed presses that ensure a precise shape and stable curing of the many laminations. This modern method stands in dramatic contrast to the old-fashioned technique involving 8 to 10 people who once bent the rim manually and applied hand clamps to hold the laminations in place. Our more modern methods provide exceptional precision and stability in the most efficient manner possible. Other components are combined into sub-assemblies. Some, like this inner rim assembly, will become a foundational element of the piano. Once the various components are completed, they are brought together at one of the world's most unique facilities, a place where the finest piano crafting skills and the most up-to-date technology come together to bring forth musical works of art, the renowned Ruyo Piano Facility. Over 2 decades ago, Shigeru Kawai conceived of a place he called a workshop in the woods that would offer the perfect blend of expert craftsmanship and the most advanced piano building technology. The abundant trees and greenery that surround the facility pay homage to the first part of his vision, for Ruyo is indeed a workshop in the woods. But inside its walls is something rare, a harmonious collaboration between people dedicated to their craft and the inventive technology that allows them to reach the pinnacle of their skills. Recognized as the most advanced piano building facility in the world, Ruyo is the crowning achievement of Shigeru Kawai and stands as a tribute to his vision and his passionate quest for excellence. In 2005, Ruyo received ISO 9001, one of the most coveted international certifications for manufacturing excellence. To earn ISO 9001, Kawai defined a set of demanding goals for product quality and then realigned all factory processes and procedures to ensure their attainment. ISO 9001 is a fitting complement to Japan's most revered manufacturing award, JIS certification, which Kawai has received continually for the past 25 years. Ruyo was also the first manufacturing facility in the piano industry to receive ISO 14001, the world's most prestigious certification for excellence in environmental management. Evidence of our concern for the environment is seen throughout the factory, from the unused pieces of wood that are saved to be fashioned later into children's toys, to the diligent efforts of Kawai personnel to conserve energy throughout each day. These and many other examples of environmental conservation and preservation display our commitment not only to our customers, but also to our world. As the component parts arrive at Ruyo, they are funneled into various processes that occur simultaneously in different parts of the facility. Soundboards are super-dried in special kilns until they reach an extremely low equilibrium moisture content of 6%. The ribs are then affixed to the soundboard using high-frequency activated waterproof adhesives. As the soundboard begins to take on moisture, permanent crown is formed that enables the soundboard to resonate with maximum power and tone. Next, the bridge is attached. The bridge is the critical component that transfers the vibrations of the strings to the soundboard. The skill and experience of the craftsman play an important role in the proper placement and attachment of the bridge. Meanwhile, in a different part of the facility, the inner rim is precisely notched and drilled to receive the soundboard and bridge assembly. Specialized computer-controlled machinery helps to perform these tasks with impeccable precision. Once the inner rim and soundboard are joined together, the pin block is fitted and secured, and the entire soundboard and inner rim assembly is trimmed to an exacting fit with the corresponding outer rim. Once again, custom-designed equipment operated under the guidance of the most skilled craftsmen brings 21st century technique to processes that were once done manually with less precision. A fine piano requires a beautiful exterior. The process of preparing the rim for the eventual application of a lustrous finish begins here as the outer rim is sanded. Hand sanding is done in a unique way at Kawai. Rather than force the craftsman to move around all sides of a stationary rim, state-of-the-art technology brings the rim to the craftsman's hands. This eases the strain on the sanding specialist and allows him to concentrate solely on the excellence of his work. The sanded case is now ready for a stain coat, which is done by hand for all natural wood finishes. The case then moves on to the polyester room where the final finishing coat is applied. Modern robotics are used for much of the polyester spraying. This method assures a smooth, even coat and protects the craftsman from the possible hazards of spraying liquid material. After multiple coats are applied, the case must cure for several days in the curing room, where temperature and humidity are computer controlled. An intelligent lift places each case in an assigned location and retrieves it automatically several days later when its prescribed curing period has elapsed. Once the finish is hardened, other components are added. The key bed, which provides support for the action assembly, is secured to the frame. The iron plate is fastened in place. Created using a vacuum process in which molten iron is poured into a mold of vacuum-packed dry sand, the V-Pro iron plate is strong enough to withstand the 20 tons of tension that will be placed upon it by the application of strings. Kawai stringing specialists are highly skilled craftsmen who installed the collection of over 200 strings with amazing skill and precision. Observing this process, one can clearly see the passion and personal devotion invested in each instrument. With strings in place, the piano produces its first sounds as the operation known as chipping is performed. This name, also referred to as chip tuning, came from the tradition of using a chip of wood to pluck the strings during the initial tuning of the piano. By this point, the inner rim, outer rim, and soundboard assemblies have all merged into a unified whole. While that entire process has been occurring, craftsmen in another part of the facility have been meticulously assembling the dynamic control center of the piano, the action. The action of a grand piano is composed of over 8,000 individual parts. Accordingly, it is one of the most intricate and challenging assemblies in the musical instrument world. But despite its complexity, the role of the action can be described quite simply as a tool of expressive communication, like the painter's brush or the conductor's baton. Its purpose is to help the player translate artistic intentions into harmonious reality. The challenge for the builder is to create a durable mechanism that can accurately and consistently respond to an infinite range of nuance, from the softest pianissimos to the boldest fortissimos. Ultimately, the success of the action is measured not only by the effectiveness of its operation, but by the expressive artistry that flows from it. Kawai's revolutionary Millennium 3 action is a marvel of creative ingenuity. It is heralded as the industry's most advanced action, with every component intelligently engineered to provide maximum precision, reliability, and expression. For parts of the action that are susceptible to breakage or the effects of humidity, Kawai pioneered the use of a modern composite called ABS styrene. For over 35 years, ABS has proven to be the ideal material for selected action parts that require superior strength and stability. In scientific tests, it has been shown to be stronger and more durable than wood, and far less prone to shrinking, swelling, and warpage due to moisture and humidity. For the Millennium 3 action, Kawai scientists developed a new material called ABS carbon. Created by the infusion of carbon fibers into ABS material, ABS carbon is incredibly strong and lightweight. These important attributes enabled Kawai engineers to create a new action that produces tremendous speed, power, and range of expression while still remaining unaffected by changes in climate. Because of these unique properties, ABS styrene and ABS carbon are the key reasons why a Kawai piano will maintain more stable touch and tone over time, better than any other piano. The rest of the action is equally well conceived. Premium wool felt for hammers, the finest woods for hammer moldings and shanks, a dual-beam aluminum action rail for strength, and a serrated rail surface and exclusive insuliner for long-term stability and precision at the point where hammer meets string. These creative innovations have helped the Kawai Millennium 3 action earn its distinction as the most advanced action in the piano industry. To the player, that distinction simply means exquisite responsiveness that will endure for years to come. Once the action is fully assembled, it must undergo a myriad of stringent tests and adjustments to ensure precision and reliability. First, the action is put through the demanding torture test, in which the keyboard is struck over 200,000 times. This rigorous process allows components to settle into place and helps the craftsman identify even the smallest of operational concerns that may appear. Next, each key is painstakingly adjusted to the proper key depth. A laser scanner assists in assuring accuracy to within 1/100th of a millimeter. Before the action is placed into the piano, it receives still more careful adjustments and a thorough review by a skilled specialist. After all this careful attention, one might think that the action is finally a completed work, but in truth, the process has only begun. Now, the fully assembled action is merged with the rest of the piano. In the steps that follow, the heart of the Kawai craftsman reaches its zenith. For the piano now undergoes one of the most extensive series of checks and rechecks in the piano industry, known at Ryo as the Circle of Refinement. Every aspect is examined and adjusted again and again. The piano receives a second tuning, and then yet another series of fine adjustments occur. It is a painstaking process, but one that we know will one day bear fruit at the hands of the player. Finally, after it has been tested and retested literally thousands of times, the piano reaches its last proving ground, a soundproof room where it must pass the scrutiny of one of our most experienced craftsmen. Once he is fully satisfied, he adds his blessing in the form of the piano's final tuning, regulation, and voicing. It is here that the tone and touch of a Kawai grand piano finds completion. It is now ready to fulfill its destiny as the voice of the musician's soul. At Kawai, the making of a world-class instrument is much more than a manufacturing process. It is a labor of love, a commitment of mind, body, and spirit that flows from each craftsman's innate sense of duty. A duty to create instruments worthy of the company honor and the Kawai family name. As our instruments grace the stages of the world's renowned concert halls, excite audiences and pianists at the most prestigious international piano competitions, and help to advance musical excellence in universities, colleges, school classrooms, studios, and homes throughout the world, we take immense pride in the work of our hands. For in the music itself, our passion finds its voice. Our vision finds fulfillment. Our dream becomes reality. This is the Kawai journey. The music, your music, is our destination.